Hello. So today I want to show you another tips for how to improve your portfolio project. So for example, if you have a, for example, if you are wanting to, for example, enter the freelancing world, or for example, you are finding you are looking for a job or something like that, this project might help you. Or even if you are an enthusiast. Okay, so in this project, the first thing that I'm gonna show you is that how you can embed YouTube videos into your GitHub page. So like that, when the, for example, employer, they go to the portfolio project, they can see your YouTube directly over there. So it would be more impressed. You know, it give you additional a little bit flair that okay, you are better than others. Okay, so this is the first thing that I'm gonna show you. And in the second one, I'm gonna show you to how to add storybooks to your GitHub page. This too is a demo. Okay, so if you guys interested, later I show you how to do this. Okay, so yeah, without further ado, let's go to the project. So my GitHub page would be down there. Okay, so here is a starting place for these things. So as you can see in here, I have attached my YouTube video to the GitHub page. So you see, if you press on it, it goes inside. Okay. So this one is very good. Okay. So because why? For example, nobody have a mood to go and see the entire thing, right? See the code, right? So when you put for example, you take a video and after that, for example, you link it in your GitHub page, it make it very easy for the, for example, employer to go and do the demo, rather than, for example, you sending your website and, for example, he go by himself and test things that you don't want. Okay, you can use this trick to guide him, and it is easier for him also. Okay, so this is the reason that I like this thing. Okay, so let me show you how you can do the things that I did here. Okay, so I already developed a tool on my website for free. Okay, so free of charge. Okay, so what you guys can do, okay, so you can come and find this, for example, beautiful, I think they call it Pikachu or something, right? I'm not very familiar. Okay, so okay, so you just come here and add this your link to the there and generate markdown. Okay, so in here you can see the preview of the thing, whether the thing is correct or not, and he will generate the markdown for you also. So next, what you do is that you just copy this markdown and go to any MDX file. Okay, and just place it here, and you see that he can render it already. Okay, so very easy, right? So you can put so for example, if you're doing blogging, also this one is useful. For example, if you're doing the Next.js blogging or something like that, because in the Next.js also we're using MDX files, right? So even if you see my previous video that I did, I'm using MDX file to do the blogs. Okay, so for static rendering. Okay, so what you can do is that, for example, you can go to your README file here. Okay, and place it like the way that I did. Okay, or for example, if you have a blogging or something, okay, so you can place it down there, and after that, for example, you go from there. Okay, so this one, it make life a lot easier. Okay, so and make it more playful. Okay, so it is not all about, for example, your coding skill. You have to be good at showing that okay, so for example, you care about small details. People, they care about that. Okay, employers care about that. Okay, so okay, so this one, it was the first one. Okay, so this one, it was the first one. The second thing that I'm gonna show you is the storybooks. Okay, so another thing that I like to do for all my GitHub projects. Okay, actually, I'm in this industry for a very long time, so I'm a very big fan of tests. Okay, and I love storybooks. So one thing that you can do is that you can add your storybooks. So it means that write components for all the storybooks, and after that, attach it to your GitHub page. Okay, so like the way that I did in here. Okay, so and after that, when you go there, so all the components pop up. Okay, so it means that the employer can, for example, go there and check each component one by one. Okay, for how to doing this, as you can see here. Okay, so I'm hosting the thing on the GitHub page. Okay, so I have another video that shows that how to show for example, how to host storybooks in GitHub page. I will link that one also down below. Okay. But after you doing that, what you can do is that you can put all your storybooks and you can see all the storybooks. Okay. For example, this one is my navbar. Okay. So this one is my sidebar. Okay. So in the sidebar, so this one is a default state. So in the default state is open. Okay. After that, this is a closed state. This one is again, for example, with the, for example, sub menu or something like that. Okay. So this one is very great because you can see all the states of the thing in one location. Okay. That make life much easier, right? Okay. So this shows that this one it improve the reliability of the system. Okay, especially for example, in bigger companies they are looking for more tests. Okay, because for example, in the future when you refactor a code or something like that, what will happen is that you mess up something you don't know, but when you have visualization like this, you can verify everything is okay before, for example, push it to the GitHub or whatsoever. Okay, so this one it make it much not easier. Okay, so for example, this one is another feature. Okay, so let's go, for example, to something like, for example, contact us. Okay, so in the contact us, you can see the thing. Okay, so another good thing about the storybook is that, for example, you can select, for example, a small, big screen, this kind of things, and you can immediately see that how the thing look like in a small screen or big screen or those kind of things. Okay, however, you don't need to stop there. Okay, so another thing that you can do, okay, so you can, for example, if for example, if you do testing for these kind of things, you know that filling the forms and this kind of things, it become very tedious after sometimes. Okay, so in this demo I'm using the Storybook Test Runner. Okay, so as you can see just now, he filled all the information. Okay, so the moment that you come, he fill all the information for you. Okay, so this one is a good test. It means that he's supposed to be a valid input. Okay, but you can do both for valid input and invalid input. And like this you can show that, okay, for example, if the thing it is invalid, after that, for example, an error pop up or whatsoever happen. Okay, so this one is easy. When you do refactoring, you just can simply go to the first one, after that go to the second one, and just do the things. Okay, so you are not going to, in the future, when, for example, you go to a big company or something like that, you are not going to develop something only once. Okay, and after that ship it and never touch it again. Okay, in the future you are gonna do refactor it, somebody else on your behalf will gonna refactor it, a student or, for example, an intern that does not know anything. When you have tools like this, it prevents stupid mistakes. Okay, so as told you before, I will show you to how to do the storybooks down there. Please let me know if you are interested on how to do this kind of automation. It's been the storybook test runners, those kind of thing. Actually, I do all these tests. Okay, although, for example, I have tremendous amount of tests. Okay, none of them is written by myself. All of them are using ChatGPT. Okay, so if you go through the storybooks, for example, I have many components in my stories. Okay, so all these components, okay, all the tests, okay, I'm doing it with ChatGPT. Okay, so ChatGPT is very good for doing test-driven development, those kind of things. Even I'm doing a more professional website. I'm doing actually Keycloakify nowadays. Okay, Keycloakify. I'm doing the Keycloakify storybooks. Okay, so I'm contributing in a open source project, and now I'm adding more stories to this one. Even, for example, for that one, that it is a public project, I'm using ChatGPT, and I find a lots of bugs. Okay, so thanks to ChatGPT, because before ChatGPT, nobody do the things that I do now. It was too energy consuming. But for example, because of the ChatGPT and so on and so forth, for example, I find out the bugs that normal human being have. It is impossible for a normal human being to find it out. Okay, let me show you the bug. Oh, sorry. Sorry. My apologies. Yeah. So, for example, okay, because I do a lot of tests. Okay, so this one is a very professional project. Lots of people depend on this open source project. Okay, But the thing that it is that I started to do the tests here and there. Okay, it means that improving the test coverage. And after that, for example, I find out that, for example, there is a place that's supposed to be, for example, they render it as, for example, HTML, but they are rendering it as text. Okay, but okay, for example, if there was no ChatGPT or something like that, nobody was stupid enough to go sit down and increase the test coverage. But for me, now that there is a ChatGPT, it's very easy to improve my storybooks, this kind of things. So why I'm saying this, the reason that I'm saying this is that, for example, you may say that, for example, something like test-driven development, those kind of things is, for example, is just waste of time. It is not waste of time. Right? It is not waste of time, and especially you go to bigger companies, this thing it matter. When you work in open source project, these things is matter. When a lot of people involved is matter. Okay, when you are 2-3 people, and for example you're doing one project for 1 year, these things it doesn't matter. But for example, when you do hundreds of people doing a project for 10 years, okay, you don't have tests, you will die. So okay, I don't want to do lecture a lot, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this project. If you have any question, please let me know. I'm also in Upwork. If you need help on anything, you need a freelancer, you can find my bio, and I have lots of affiliation. Also, if you use those affiliation links down there, you help me to don't die of hunger. And thank you for everything, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Have a good day.